Thank you, Cat Marrow. The boss, this matchup is very debated. I would say most people currently say Mark wins. I'm one of the people that don't think so. But I think it's like even-ish, but slight Fox favor, I think. But at the very least, I think the matchup is close enough where I came to like really see why either side would complain as much. FD, I can understand why people really hate, because that's actually like bad for Fox. Would I ever coach? I would not want to be a full-time coach. I think the analyze part is the most boring part of Melee. Besides Puff, obviously, but of reasonable choices after that, I think the analyze part is the most boring. I still did it like before top 8s and shit because I had to. Yeah, I sent like 2 pages of notes to Sane before Shine when he beat HBox twice. Besides Fox, do I think Falco loses any matchups? I think he loses to Puff, and the Marth matchup is also debatably between winning and losing. When I started competing in Melee, were there tournaments nearby? Luckily enough, they were relatively close. Or actually, they were very close. Okay, very close might be exaggeration. The first tournament we went to was probably like an hour and a half away, but then like the more common tournaments that happen every 2 months or whatever, they were like 40 minutes away with the car. So yeah, pretty close. Nah, the Melee Summit will be at the new place. Honestly, it's just much better for everyone there. The house, like, don't get me wrong, I really like the house. Like, I'm Mr. Summit, so it's basically my house at this point, you know, but it's just like a little bit too small for all the people.
Do you know why they switched place?
Partly because it's too small, and then also they basically had a house and then like a different studio for like certain stuff. So they had to like transport a lot of the things back and forth.
Oh, okay.
So now they have like one place for everything. So it's like much easier on their end as well.
Actually got the slime.
69, dude.
Pretty much.
Don't get me wrong, like, HBox have obviously put up fantastic results, but I don't think he was like that dominant before I retired. Like, before I retired in 2018, his only tournament win when I was present at least was Low Tier City, which was like the least important tournament that we both attended that year. And he was down like 5-1. And then in 2017, even though he got ranked #1, I still won more Super Majors than he did that year. Like, he still earned that first rank, but I think his #1 years was pretty clearly less dominant than mine were.
No. What the fuck? No.
Oh. That was a good one.
A bit more.
Yeah, especially if they DI in front of you. If they DI behind, the up tilt works more easily than the DI in front. S-Minutes, I think Yoshi's is arguably Fox's best stage against Marth. It's at least like a little bit more volatile because it's very small, but if you play on point, I think it arguably is the best stage for Fox in the matchup. Because you're like being cornered is like even less scary. Like it's actually like pretty crazy that you're invincible like half the stage. You can kill super early with upper strings. I think Sheik is easy at low and mid level, but at high level I think Sheik is really hard actually. Just playing melee period at high level is like really fucking hard. No, Alex, I don't get any hand pains playing Ultimate. If my hands survived so far with 15 years of melee, I don't think Ultimate will be the deal breaker the day my hands fall off. Normally if I look at my own matches, then I would try to like, you know, look at it, when do I get hit? Why did I get hit? What could I have done instead? Very often you can see like that you get hit in the same type of fashion multiple times. This can even apply to like top players, but even more so to like, you know, low and mid-level players, that they have certain tendencies, certain habits, and then, you know, a bit better player or a much better player will like kind of consistently keep punishing you for it. So then you gotta ask yourself like, oh, if this move in this scenario loses, then what could I have done instead? Because of course the better player will kind of look for these things in the matches they play against you. So I kind of like look at it as like a complicated rock, paper, scissors. Like if you do a certain option, it might be the equivalent to rock, and you keep using rock, and your opponent keep using their equivalent of paper, right? So then you need to like understand, like try to figure out what option could I have done that would have been beating this. And then once you have all these options like figured out, then it becomes more, you know, of like a mix-up game. The issue is that most players don't have like enough tools in neutral game to work with, so they keep resorting to like 1 to 3 options maybe, and it means that the guessing game is much in like the better players' favor, because they have much more mix-ups that makes it much trickier for the lower level player to actually beat them, if that makes sense. Then also in terms of like punishes, like if you notice like, oh, like I play this character, I get like 30% of my openings on average at low damage, and then you have this pro player playing the same character and they often get like 60-70% when they win like a neutral exchange. Then you should like try to compare like what are they doing differently to yours, like your punishes, like how could you have pushed your combo a bit further. No, no!
Oh! Living.
Oh, man, that's crazy. I disagree. I think the kill screen in Ultimate is pretty bad. If it was designed so you always died, or at least like 99% of the time, I would have been cool with it. Now it's like so often where the death screen comes up and you don't die. I think that just like, it's like a gimmick that should only work like, you know, for a very short period of time.
Wow.
Dude, Brawl Minus was actually so incredibly broken. It was fun. It was like fun as a troll thing. But that shit was so busted. Like, I remember maining Luigi in that game. So, this is like a quick breakdown how Luigi worked in Brawl Minus, in the version I played. So, Luigi, I think, was the only character in the game that could still trip. The thing is, though, that his tripping actually damaged 25. You could cancel out of it. So, if you got a tripping by the ledge, it was like sending perfectly for his fair. If you think Sheik's forward air in melee is sending like kind of far down, Luigi's fair was like this angle, comboed into itself like 4 times. You could literally kill someone at the like down bottom and still make it back to the stage. Like his aerial mobility, if you stood here on FD, but you know in Brawl then, right, and you did one full hop, you could drift all the way so you died to the side. Like his aerial mobility was like, you know, like imagine if you jump with Falcon, like short hop with full dash momentum. That was Luigi's like that on steroids. That was Luigi's aerial mobility. You could also combo the tripping like 2 or 3 times sometimes if you got like lucky. So, and they gave 25 each time. One time I almost shield broke with a quadruple tripping. His up B was always strong. Like even if you got the weak one, it was still strong. But yeah, it's Luigi in that game.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Marth didn't have too many things, but the one cool thing with Marth was like, if you did neutral B with Marth, you kind of like started moving forward a lot. In Brawl, that happened if you charged like the entire neutral B or close to the entire neutral B. But in Brawl Minus, like you only had to like press it. So sometimes you could like combo into Tipper, jump neutral B, catch up in the air, and combo to a Ken combo.
Oh no. No, I don't wanna.
No. Good shit.